So it's all for play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hello, Villa fans, and welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast. Would you believe I found Paddy? And would you believe two things? There's a candle lit over here, and I didn't light that candle. So I don't know whether somebody is having a seance for me or whether there's strange beings in this in my podcast boudoir, but that's quite strange. Anyway, I'll investigate that afterwards. I'll get the Ghostbusters on it. But I found Paddy, and he's going to be popping on as soon as he can. So hope you guys are ready for that. But you may have noticed we've done this bit of a strange thing today. A lot of you guys get onto us and you say, right, we do a podcast that lasts an hour and a half. And some people come and they say, right, we just want to know about the West Ham stuff. And then other people say, you guys get too into the weeds and referees and stuff like that and whatever. So what we've done is we've just split this podcast into, you don't got to go anywhere, you just got to stay here. So we're going to do the first part of it is going to be the FA Cup preview. And then what's going to happen is we're going to end this one and then immediately it's going to start the brand new ones because people want them broken up. We're just going to try it, see what people think. Anyway, less of the production stuff there. I just want to let you guys know, just don't go anywhere here when we click on the end stream if you guys want to hear more. So yeah, we've got the FA Cup, Aston Villa and West Ham on Friday. Paddy's going to it, I think. Actually, he is. Yes, well, maybe he mightn't be. I don't know. But it's going to be the game where they're going to be wearing the new shirt. We're going to talk about that slightly here. We're going to keep that for talk afterwards. But mostly what we want to do is preview this game because I think what's on a lot of people's lips is that, you know, Unai probably won't take this one seriously. There's going to be a lot of rotation within the squad, and I'm just not 100% sure whether that's going to be the case. Number one, because I think in defense, if we rotate people in, I don't think it's going to significantly weaken us. What I mean by that is if we start Costa Nedeljkovic at right back, if we start Ian Maatsen at left back, I don't think that's a deterrent. I don't think that's not a deterrent. I don't think that's a detrimental change to make. We're only going to have, like, if you start still Sprinkles at centre half, well, we know where the priorities of this competition lie. I don't think he will. I think he's going to give Tyrone Mings more time. I think he's going to want to build the partnership between Mings and Konsa. Also, I suppose the lineup for this will let us know about potential transfers out, and I'll keep those transfer talks for Paddy for when he jumps on. We'll be doing that in the second part of the podcast because obviously Diego Carlos, Jaden Philogene-Bades, they're not going to be involved. Both of them look like they're going to be gone. Also, Robin Olsen, I would be very surprised if he's involved. Potentially, he's going to be out the door as well. So maybe in case we see Joe Gauchi in goals, maybe in case that we see Emi Martinez. I don't see any reason not to play Emi Martinez in this game. I really, really don't. And then when we move on into midfield, I'm not really too disappointed. Like, if we started with a midfield duo of Barkley and Onana, I'm kind of happy to see what they can bring to the game. It's a game like this, albeit I want him to play his full team. I want to progress in this competition. Far be it we're too long going out in the third round. I'm staking my cards. I want to see Tielemans and Kamara in there, but what I'm saying here is, you know, if you've got a £50 million Onana in there and a Ross Barkley in there, it's not like we're playing Jonathan Hogg and Chris Hurd inside there. So like the rotation from our first two to our second two, it's not drastic in that area. Just like I feel with the two fullbacks, it's not drastic to rotate those guys out, albeit I want us to play our first 11. I'm playing devil's advocate here because I've got nobody to bounce this off. Okay, just because I can hear the comments coming already. Up top, we don't have anyone else. It's going to be Ollie Watkins. It just has to be. I think unless they bring a surprise and they play Jamal Loba, or if Louis Barry is fit and they play him up top, I don't know. I've no idea. I think Jacob Ramsey definitely plays this game. I don't think there's any way Jacob Ramsey doesn't play this game. obviously because John McGinn is now out. I think he will have to play it. But then on the right-hand side, I think he has to play Leon Bailey too, and then maybe bring him off. So what we could see here is that Aston Villa brings some youthful players into the team. I think we could very easily see a Ben Bragio on the bench. I think we could see Caden Young on the bench. I think we could see Jamal Loba on the bench. I think we could see some of them get minutes in this game. But I want Aston Villa, obviously, like what I'm talking about here is the rotation point of view. I don't think it's going to be that heavily rotated, from the simple fact is I don't think we can heavily rotate our team based on what we have here at the moment. And the players that are rumoured to be going out. What do you guys think? In the comments. This is the first time I came to give Buendia, Ramsey, and Maxson a run out and leave the rest be. Yeah, Buendia is actually a great call. Buendia is, I think Morgan, well, no, John Duran can't play this game. Sure, he can't because it's still a sanctioned game. But Morgan Rogers will be back. Maybe we see Morgan Rogers in there. Maybe we see Ramsey. Maybe they move him over onto the right hand side. Unlikely. Maybe I would actually, now that you say Buendia, I think this is probably made for Buendia. Like, he had an impact in the last game that he came on against against Leicester. He had an impact. He had two shots that sailed wide, I know, but he was very, very active and he got around the place. I think he very much so had an impact there as well. Rachel says that I'd love to see Bragio get minutes. I think everybody would. He's exciting. He's the exciting youngster in our academy at the moment. Absolutely, and he's an exciting youngster in English football, I think, as well, in certain circles. He's an English underage international. I think Unai is very excited about him, but what I think, and I think this is something with Unai as well, and it's not a negative. A lot of people say this is a negative. I don't think he feels like he has to play these young players. That's a good thing because we're a Champions League team. You don't want to be relying on a young savior coming in out of nowhere. So, but I would love to see him get minutes. I would love to see him get minutes for sure. Where else are we? Yeah, TK says Ned. Yeah, I actually think this is, unless Ned is going out on loan, I think this is probably made for him. And if he's going out on loan, there's no way he's going out on loan in England. I don't think. I would like him to. I would love Kostin and Jankovic to go away to Leeds, or Leeds is a bad example. Borough, somebody like that, in the Championship, going to be challenging for the Championship for places at the top of the Championship table. I'd love him to go away and get more of an education in English football. What will probably happen is he'll probably go abroad. He might, like this talks about Valencia looking to sign him. We'll see what happens there. I fully expect him to be used. I don't think it's a case that he won't that they won't use him just for the sake of it, because there might be a transfer in it tomorrow. I think they're non-committal as to whether they actually want to loan him out. I think they're happy enough for him to stay around. Then again, he might start with Bogart at right back. Who knows? We'll have to see tomorrow. Couple of you guys talking about, where are we? Where was that comment? So Karma Baby here says Potter is a poor record against Villa. I think he's horribly overrated as a manager. Not at all worried for Friday. I agree with the first part. Potter's record against Villa isn't great. I don't think he's overrated as a manager, but you do kind of get the feeling. And look, it's what's the easiest comparison you can give Graham Potter? That's the easiest managerial comparison you can give Graham Potter. That's David Moyes, probably. But I think that's unfair on Graham Potter. And I think it's unfair on Graham Moyes, or David Moyes, because it kind of makes David Moyes out to be a bit of a failure, and he wasn't. He was an extremely good manager at Everton, and he was a good manager at West Ham. But the one thing that went against David Moyes was, when he got to the big lights of Manchester United, the role was too big for him. Potter probably took the Chelsea gig too quickly, and it was probably too big for him. Plus, the amount of moving parts in that club is exceptionally difficult. They were still finding their feet. They had to plow through managers for a period of time there before they could actually get to Maresca, and there was a lot of people at the club there figuring out how to run a club, how to run a scouting department, what the chain of command was. The chairman was trying to figure out what the hell everything was. So I can see why he failed. He was never set up for success at Chelsea, albeit they spent like drunken sailors. I do think he's a decent manager, though. I do think he's a decent manager, but you know, you talk about. Sorry, Paddy's just messaging me here. You talk about the new manager bounce and all that, and where's this lad? No, preview studio. Oh shit, no. Let me just message Paddy on the invite for this. But you know, you talk about new manager bounce. I know Villa got a new manager bounce. For no, I know Villa got a new manager bounce when Unai came in, but that was exceptional. Like that was different. I know Villa got a new manager bounce when Aaron Danks got us that victory against Brentford. But again, that was exceptional. I'm not so sure what Graham Potter could do with this team at 36 hours notice. But then again, Unai Emery did it at less than 24, and we see what happened there. I'm going to bring in Paddy because he's here. Oh, Paddy. I don't know. Can anyone see Paddy there? I can't seem to see him. I'll remove him there. No, I think his internet is gone. His internet just kicked him out. Or maybe it's me. Yeah, so I'm Potter. I think that's the case with Potter. I don't think that like the new manager bounce there that you guys are talking about. I think a professional team nullifies the new manager bounce, and I just don't know what kind of a bounce you could give a team with 36 hours notice. Yeah, I can see Paddy is. Yeah, when I bring him on there we go, Paddy. I don't know how good the internet is there because you might be freezing a small little bit hearing me. I don't know whether it's mine or whether it's yours, but can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly since you added me in. You were freezing when I was outside.
Yeah. There's a bit of a delay in what I said to you there. You there was maybe about 2 or 3 seconds, but we'll go with it anyway. Paddy, how are you feeling about this game? You're going on Friday, aren't you?
I am. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. Obviously, it's a big occasion, celebrating our 150th anniversary. Unfortunately, the news today is not something that fills me with confidence because we know what a new manager bounce can do or whatever. But you know, I did watch West Ham last week, and I think if they had Jared Bowen, they would have beaten Manchester City because Manchester City were that poor, and they're probably better than people are giving them credit for. And the manager's done a better job than people are giving them credit for. But it is what it is. And, you know, I heard you alluding to the fact that Unai Emery came in and got that result against Manchester City. So who knows what can happen? Who knows if he'll even be the manager at the weekend if there's not a caretaker in there?
Yeah, look, I'm not here for a new manager bounces. I said it there a minute ago. Not against this Aston Villa team, not this West Ham team, you know, not without Jared Bowen. They may very well beat us, but you know, I don't know. I just, you know me, Paddy. There's a few things, there's a few kind of tropes that happen within the game whereby I just don't believe in. I'm a superstitious guy, but there's some superstitions I don't believe in. And new manager bounce sometimes can be one of them, specifically at 36 hours notice, because it's going to be nothing to do with Graham Potter if he comes in. That the players are going to be tactically drilled in any way, shape, or form. I suppose the only thing will be that they'll have a fire under their arses to try and play their way into the team. But that goes to show to me that the players were as much of a problem as the manager, because Lopetegui's no fool either, you know. But then again,
they certainly didn't look like against Manchester City they weren't playing for the manager.
No,
they looked like they were doing the complete opposite. But they were just I felt incredibly unlucky. I spoke to my father, who's a Man City fan, and he said the exact same thing. If they'd have had Jared Bowen, it would have been completely different. So,
and remember, guys, as well, Potter is a Villa fan as well. So
allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. So not only is there going to be, and we'll talk about this more, but Roland Ward says it's not just going to be a new manager bounce, it's going to be a new jersey bounce as well for Aston Villa at the weekend on Friday night. So that's going to be nice. I think that's going to be cool to see. I did have a look at West Ham's shirt selection, and their third kit is black as well. So it looks like maybe West Ham might have to wear claret and blue, and Villa be in the black shirt, and that's going to be a bit weird at Villa Park. But look, we'll take it for sure. I'm trying my best not to talk about the new shirt because we're going to throw into another one there just because we're going to segregate these two, and apologies for that. We're just trying something new out there. Chips here says, play Braggio, would love to see him. Looks like look what that 18-year-old did for Spurs tonight. I agree with you. That 18-year-old is an absolute superb talent for Spurs, and he ain't any regular run-of-the-mill 18-year-old Bergvall. He's somebody that's been earmarked since he's about 14, one of those Martin Odegaard types that actually hit the heights before, like when he was supposed to. Odegaard didn't. Bergvall's an absolute super player. Like, and Spurs made a massive coup getting him, and probably should have been sent off before he got the goal, but he got the goal, and that's all the history books are going to say tonight. After that, Paddy, do you think there's going to be much rotation?
I can't see it because I just think he's going to go for everything this year. I think the ghosts of FA Cup past will be haunting him. He's supposedly a cup specialist. He loves cups. I think it will be as strong as he can possibly put out there. Albeit we have a busy few weeks ahead. I don't think it's an opportunity to rest players. I think he needs to put out the best possible team available. They've really sold this fixture, being the 150th anniversary fixture. I think the fans deserve at least giving us the perfect opportunity to go and get through the third round of the FA Cup.
I was saying, sorry, just before I guess you guys are right. They do have a white one. I was being a small bit like silly and facetious, saying that it could be West Ham wearing claret and blue and us wearing black, but obviously they do have an away kit as well. Go on what you're saying there. I don't think there's much room unless you start pulling up kids from the academy for massive rotation. Yes, you, as I said before you popped on, you'll have your Neds, you'll have your Matsons. They're massive downgrades for me. You might have an Onana, really. You might have a Barkley, not massive downgrades for me. The big areas I think that we would see downgrades would be obviously goalkeeper. I'll be having a tiny tantrum if Martinez isn't started in this game, especially if Robin Olsen is on his way out. I just don't see the benefit in not starting Martinez against the Premier League team here. I think Joe Gauci, if they were looking to loan Joe Gauci, I know they're looking to sell Robin Olsen. Just play Martinez and start. I think that's just going to make me feel an awful lot better about myself, and that's all that really matters. But and then up top it has to be Ollie Watkins. It just has to be. So I don't think there's much room for bar the two fullbacks, bar the two centre, one of the two coming into centre midfield. Maybe Buendia coming in, but Buendia starting in behind Watkins and Rodgers maybe on the left hand side. With McGinn being injured, with Powell being injured, with Jadon Philogene on the way out, David Carlos more or less on the way out as well, seemingly, Robin Olsen on the way out, we can't really rotate that many. Like that's 4 or 5 off our bench gone, So I think his hand is forced.
No, I don't think I'd be bitterly disappointed if we start to see players that haven't got a future at the club playing. It's an opportunity to get into Europe. We saw Newcastle last night giving themselves a huge opportunity to play European football next season, regardless of what happens in the league. And I think that's how it needs to be treated. We still haven't seen any incomings on the pitch, so we're not going to see any. We're not going to see any debuts or anything like that. So it'll be an interesting team sheet tantrum. You'll be on your own, I'd say, because I'll be drinking the £1.50 points by the time the team sheet comes out, I would imagine. I will try and get on in the bowels of the whole end. We'll see how we go.
Points for 150 bowls is exactly the right word, I'd say, to be using. Points for 150.
Bowls on Saturday morning, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Paddy, do you know who's repping it tomorrow?
Tim Robinson.
Know. It is, yes. It is Tim Robinson. Sounds like an American Film
actor.
director.
Yeah.
Yeah, film director, producer. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
For
For some strange reason, there is no VAR in the third round of the FA Cup, and there was no VAR.
Yeah, because
all the teams
VAR comes in later rounds, doesn't it? Because it isn't set up on all grounds.
Well, it's set up on our ground, so is what VAR being brought in to protect? We were told all along that.
Was it not the same? I think last year where it was like a 1 for all for one. If you couldn't, if Liverpool were playing against Notts County or something like that away at Notts County, and Villa get the rub of the green at their home because they've got VAR, and then Notts County don't get the rub of the green at their home because they're playing against Liverpool. I think that's. I remember there was something about this maybe last year, or the year before, and it was a case if all the grounds don't have it, then.
That's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. But in years gone by, it was if you had a Premier League ground, you had VAR because it was set up for VAR in the same way about goal line technology. But they've moved the goalposts again. Didn't tell people what I don't recall seeing any articles to why there was no VAR at the grounds, and when it suits them, I'm sure it'll be there.
Yeah, it's well, I think it is just like with League Cup. There was VAR tonight, wasn't there? There was VAR for the semi-finals, but not for the quarterfinals. So I presume they're making the educated guess at the semi-finals. I think that's because you're tired, Paddy, not because you've said anything controversial. Because I saw you rubbing your eyes there a moment ago as well.
I'm actually fine. My glasses were hurting me, so I took them off. So that's why I'm squinting at the comments in there. Right. But I'm actually fine. Yeah.
Good. No, I think, look, as I say, for VAR point of view, I think, the likelihood of VAR, like obviously in the semi-finals, and semi-finals still played at Wembley. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been so long since we've got out of the third round. I don't really give a shit where the FA Cup semi-finals are played anymore. So, but yeah, I think it'll come in that instance. Yeah.
Chad asked, does anyone know why this anniversary was picked? Why is it against West Ham? To the best of my knowledge, from what I have read, it is the only opportunity that they get to wear a different shirt that they can't do in the Premier League. So they're wearing an anniversary shirt this weekend, and the cynic in me tells everybody that it was the one opportunity to fill the ground, even though it's going to be filled with 6,000 West Ham tickets because that's what they took, their most allocation that they could possibly take. But I expect that it's probably to fill the ground, and that's why it's been picked for this one. And I don't see any badness in that. I just think that's just good marketing. Despite what people might think of the man, he's effectively sold out the ground on the basis that this is our 150th anniversary, and I will go and enjoy it. And I wouldn't have in a million years gone to this fixture, only that it's the 150th anniversary. So there you go. So I'm sure there's many more people in the same boat as me.
David Dwyer makes a good point here. Isn't it a pity it's not another founder member? And yeah, like we've drawn, and that I think that's County were founder members. Maybe I think Blackburn were founder members. So one of those. Yeah,
Burnley. I had Burnley. Been in the part of the world that I am at the moment. I had a good chat with a Burnley fan today who was asking me all about the 150th anniversary, and he reckoned it probably should have been a little mini tournament amongst the originals that was held, and who knows, maybe that comes in the 150th anniversary of the league being founded. But
yeah, hopefully so.
He was very interested.
Just let us win it this year. They should just let us win the league this year. I think it would have been the soundest thing to do. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Guys, what we're going to do here is we're just going to put a pause in the podcast for a moment. Stay where you are. You're going to be kicked into a brand new link, okay? We're just trialing something here, just because, as I said previously, for those of you who've just joined, some people have said this before, when we start doing previewing games, it could be 20 minutes of us talking about other stuff before we actually get into a game preview, and they come for the game preview and they say, listen, look, so we're just trying something here to try and segregate the two of them here. We'll be back with you in about 30 seconds. Stay where you are. You're going to be kicked directly into the new stream. It's just going to pop up with brand new intro music and stuff like that again. So stay where you are and don't go anywhere. And we'll be back talk about Anthony Taylor's audio that was released. We'll talk about some transfer links that we've had, ins and outs. And we'll also talk more about the shirt, what we think about the shirt. So stay where you are, and we'll be back to you in a couple of moments. So see you. We need